So just radically re-envisioning work. And the beauty of this, Brian, is yeah, it's hard work, right? It's easy to say, well, I'm going to just stick a piece of technology and pray we get some results, and maybe I'll get 2 or 3% gains. But the hard yards of deconstructing work, redeploying it to these options, and reconstructing new ways of working, we've seen yield exponential gains. And I'm talking 40, 50% improvements in capacity being released, 30% improvements in profitability. And that's the beauty of this reinvention of work that, for the organization so willing to do the work.
I've been trying to figure that out where I work, and I've made sheets of just basic sheets to get my leaders to start thinking about it. And so you answered the question that I was going to have next of what are we going to do? And to your point, it's spend time with the customer, actually do the things that are going to bring more money in. And so I think right now for a lot of people, it's nebulous, like it's going to take my job. And that leads into my next question. And it's a term until I found you, I never heard of. FOBO. Workers report rising fear of becoming obsolete because of AI. What is one concrete step we can take immediately to turn that fear, that scared mindset into an advantage?
Yeah, that's a great question, Brian.
I feel it too.
Yes. Yeah, I think, my co-author, Tanuj Kaplashrami, who's the chief strategy officer at Standard Chartered Banker, and I wrote about this in our last book that came out in October called The Skills Powered Organization, is every organization really needs to make development the epicenter of its value exchange with its workforce, designing in space for learning and well-being into the flow of work. So the promise has to be one of, I will keep you relevant for a changing world. And I'm going to keep giving you access to upskilling and reskilling opportunities. I'm going to give you the flexibility and opportunity to take your skills and deploy them to other parts of the business, to take on projects and assignments, to acquire new skills. I think that really needs to be at the heart of the deal, because as we introduce more and more AI, it's not entire jobs that will change wholesale. It's bits and pieces of jobs, right? Certain tasks, as we said at the beginning, are going to be substituted. Others are going to be augmented, and yet other work going to be created. So how do I ensure that I can upskill you for the role you're in today? Because that role is going to change. How do I ensure that I can reskill you? So if that change is too significant for you, how can I reskill you and utilize you elsewhere in the organization? Or if it's not working for either of us, how can I outskill you to not just say our legacy outplacement, right? Where I gave you a check and a phone number to call when I let you go, to actually saying, you know what? I'm actually going to show you the skill gaps between your skills and what's being demanded elsewhere. I'm going to help you close those skill gaps. I'm going to give you a stipend while you reskill, and then I'm going to help place you elsewhere. That to me is a fundamentally different way of thinking about our commitments to the workforce.